Round 3 NRLW is how we start this Super Saturday. Moreton Daily Stadium, Redcliffe today home to two winless teams. A South East Queensland derby, Brisbane against the Gold Coast Titans. Matt Russell, Sam Squires and premiership winning Roosters captain Corbin Baxter to bring you this one. Corbin, the Broncos winless. We haven't said that too often in the history of NRLW.
Hey Maddie, yeah, really exciting game up today. Broncos in some very unfamiliar territory. They've come into the season with 2 losses. They're not used to feeling this way coming into a season, but I think they're definitely going to be up for it against the local derby today against the Gold Coast Titans.
Yeah, these teams meeting only once so far. This is the second season of the Titans, and it was a high-scoring win to Gold Coast. Underway, round 3, the second South East Queensland derby in NRLW, and it's the Broncos running towards the northern end of Moreton Daily Stadium, out for revenge, having been beaten 28-26, the highest scoring NRLW game in history at the time, on the back of a Brianna Clark winning goal, and she's since swapped clubs, so plenty to play for today. And with 8 former Broncos in this Gold Coast lineup, there's sure to be a little bit of feeling, plenty of desire, as the Broncos look to navigate their first set safely. Chelsea Lenarduzzi, a regular in this Brisbane lineup since NRLW started. So Brigginshaw will complete the opening set. The kick, a wobbly one, out towards some vacant pasture, and you can see the wet surface here at Moreton Daily Stadium. We'll get more on that from Sam shortly, but Brisbane get through their first set, Corbin.
Yeah, they do, and yeah, a good strong start set from the Broncos there, getting their kick in. As you said, a bit of a shaky one, but Brigginshaw nailing down the 30, and Appy Nichols returning it back. Now just going through their sets with their middles, trucking it up. Shannon Martor, she's been great for the Gold Coast Titans in the first 2 games, so it'll be great to see what impact she can bring today as well. In
her second season of NRLW, both of them with the Titans. And Annette Brander back in the NRLW, having started at the Dragons, a 2-time premiership winner at the Broncos, one of those former Brisbane players I mentioned. The kick taken on the full by Shaq Tungiai. Good to see her back in NRLW, having spent 3 seasons at St George Illawarra.
Sure is. It's awesome to see Shaq back out there, as well as Annette Brander. They've been out for a couple seasons now, so you know, there's some veterans of the game. They've been around for a long time, especially Annette Brander, and yeah, obviously suffered some injuries over the last couple of years, so it's great to see them back out there as well.
Some strong defence from the Titans. And Lavinia Gould urging for a fast play of the ball. Holliman eventually providing, and now it's Talisha Harden. 8 metres into Gold Coast territory. Lenarduzzi passing, and now Amber Hall. 30 metres out, the kick from Aiken, and it's taken on the full at the back. And Arpy Nichols will be tackled in what appears to be a wet patch on this ground. Sam Squires, how much rain have we had this morning in Redcliffe?
Oh, Maddie, it has been a wet morning here over at Redcliffe. This is not the Sunshine State that I remember, that's for sure. There's grey clouds over at the moment. The rain has stopped. There's a little bit of sprinkle happening interspersely, but you can see on the ground big puddles and splashes coming up from the girls. There's a lot of mud, a lot of pools of water, which make for slippery conditions here today. There's extra spice, isn't there, when it comes to a derby between these clubs? And as you mentioned before, there's only ever been one other derby last season. The Titans were the new kids on the block, the younger sister, if you like, but like Venus to Serena, they upset their more highly fancied siblings. Can they do it again today?
Well, they won't if there are mistakes like that. It was Arpy Nichols dropping the ball, and both coaches have spoke about ball security, about applying some pressure in the opposition end, and they weren't able to do so there. So Brisbane 25 metres out through the experience of Talisha Harden. And now Lenarduzzi. She's played 19 of the 20 possible NRLW games coming into this one. Game number 20 for Chelsea today.
Yeah, Chelsea.
Aiken, Brigginshaw, in fact it's off Hayley Maddock, and still there on the ground. Towed ahead. And again, Lauren Brown needs a bounce, and the Broncos get back there. Tungiai able to save the day for the Broncos.
Yeah, a little bit of scrappy play. Obviously, the weather really showing what it's going to provide today. Bit of fumble, but no knock-ons in that space of play. Lots of kick-in. Shaq coming up with the goods, though, and Broncos back in attack.
And now a penalty. Shanae Sazolka, the centre for Brisbane, drawing that penalty. She scored 4 tries last season, played all 6 games for Brisbane. And here's the ball earlier from Aitken. Only Matic, it was knocked down and forward by Gold Coast.
Yeah, I don't mind that defence there from Hajija Mosby, putting some pressure on the fullback. Just got to be careful that, you know, Broncos have that very strong outside back, so just making sure if she does shoot, she makes sure of it and doesn't give an overlap for the opposing team.
Well, Brigginshaw took the line on. And they're in great position here, the Broncos. Lenarduzzi through the hands. Aitken gets away from one tackle and offloads the ball. Lenarduzzi does likewise. Brigginshaw's pass to ground. It's well picked up. Julia Robinson making no mistake. Now, on the charge, Harden took some tackling, and it was a good one. Navanya Politi, a crucial stop. Now Brigginshaw wrapped up. Hunting the first try, Brisbane. It's Lavinia Gould at dummy half. Lenarduzzi catch and pass. The kick from Aitken into the in goal. It's too heavy. A 7 tackle set coming for the Gold Coast.
Yeah, tough one there for Taryn. I really like the way that Broncos are playing here. Doozy's really got a bit of a ball-playing role in the middle and allowing Taryn Aitken to play off the back of it. It might just take a few sets to get their kicking execution down pat, but I don't mind that attacking from the Broncos.
Gold Coast close to beating Newcastle last week. They went down 16-12, but asked some real questions, and Newcastle unbeaten. They're in action tomorrow on Fox League, so the form from Gold Coast solid without winning. As for Brisbane, back-to-back defeats against the Knights and the Roosters, both by double-figure margins. But there's some defence to encourage their fans. Hale putting it through the hands, and the ball is eventually wrapped up by Brisbane, middle of the ground. Brown, the former Bronco, gets the kick down to Hayley Matic, who allows it to bounce under no real pressure. And Hayley indicated she received some contact up around the nose. She played tough last season, part of 5 games for Brisbane, predominantly on a wing.
Yeah, that was a bit of an interesting early kick on third from Lauren Brown there, but there wasn't any kick chase. So if they are going to take that early kicking option, which is not a bad one, Titans just need to make sure they've got some chasers pushing through to make it worth it.
Brisbane kept scoreless in the first half last week in being beaten by the Roosters 28-8. And the Roosters franking that form last night with a big win against St George Illawarra. Corbin, you were there as part of the pre-game NRL celebrations. It was quite the performance by your NRLW team.
Yeah, I was there. It was a huge occasion. First ever game on Allianz Stadium. Loved it, and it was great seeing our Chookies get the win, and a nice convincing one too, and still building form and putting on a lot of points. But yeah, just overall a really great step in the game for Women's Rugby League. The
celebration of Roosters Rugby League, the premiership winning captains over the years. You were part of that in front of 42,000 fans pre-game. What a highlight.
Oh, it definitely was a very special moment. Pretty cool to be able to be out there and deliver the match ball alongside Isabel Kelly, the current captain of the Sydney Roosters. And yeah, definitely something that I'll take with me forever.
Good night for the Roosters, winning at NRLW level and in the NRL. So Brisbane, from the back of the scrum, just short of halfway, play 1, they're into Gold Coast territory. Nearly 10 minutes gone in the first half. And that's strong from Sophie Holliman, the former Queensland Reds rugby union player. Gould keeps it close to the ruck. Lenarduzzi to Harden. Only one to beat, but she's pulled down. Good stop by Tiana Ralph Strand-Smith. Still on here for the Broncos. goes, and they're in. They land the first blow. It's Jamie Chapman, the left centre.
It's awesome to see Chapo out there. She's been shuffled around a little bit each game this season so far, starting in fullback, then to the wing last weekend, and this week in the centre's position, which I think is her best position. She's strong, she can finish tries, and she's just such a rangy player who gives her opposition a nightmare. So good to see her out there doing her thing. That will give her a lot of confidence going into the rest of the game.
She was strong last week, more than 100 run metres, 4 tackle busts.
Once again, just the offloads from Lenarduzzi. You know, every team in the NRLW watches the games and knows that that is her biggest strength, and it's so hard to defend. And yeah, to have someone like Lenarduzzi in the middle to offload, and then, you know, someone like Taryn Aiken to back up and ball play and get it to the strength players out the back is it's a huge asset to have to your team. So yeah, great first try there from the Broncos.
Scotty Prince out there relaying the message from Brisbane coach Kelvin Wright. Here's the try again. 20 years of age now. Jamie Chapman, a couple of years at St George Illawarra, including 3 tries in last year's grand final campaign. So she scores her first try as a Bronco, and Tungiai from the sideline trying to allow for the win, but she needed a stronger breeze than that. Shakaya, and it stays 4-0, Sam Squires.
Yeah, Maddie mentioned Jamie Chapman. She made her debut for the Dragons in 2020 and played 2021, even though she was living up in Queensland, but this year made the switch to the Broncos. She actually represented Australia at OzTag and Rugby Sevens at schoolgirl level. What she does off the field, she actually works with kids with disabilities with the company Waterability. She takes them out and gives them fun experiences like going to SeaWorld and the theme parks. I was talking to her during the week. She says it is such a rewarding job.
Absolutely, and rewarding playing rugby league as well. As a try scorer now for Brisbane, those conditions look fun, sliding around on that sort of surface.
Lots of fun. The warm-up's never fun, but once you're into the game, it's always a good time.
So the first box ticks by Brisbane, score first, and there's a spirited return. Sophie Hollyman, but the mistake off the back of that. And they'll invite Gold Coast to answer this try straight away. Yeah,
Gold Coast responding very strongly here with some awesome defence. Big hit straight off the bat from Tiana Rathstone-Smith, and then backing it up, causing an error. Gold Coast Titans in some good ball zones here, and hopefully they can pull together some threatening attack.
Lavinia Gould trapped out of dummy half. Look at the contact there, you're right. Textbook stuff from Tiana Rathstrand-Smith. Played the BMD Premiership with Burleigh. Only 19 years of age, so what a career she looks to have in front of her.
Absolutely.
And now she'll look to deliver in attack, as will Ivania Paliti. A fullback now used in the centres, and last week running for more than 200 metres.
Yeah.
But look at this, a mistake now by Gold Coast early in the tackle count.
That's a shame there. Obviously, Vania, a real talent. We know what she can do in attack. It'll be really good to see the Titans use her a little bit smarter. I find that she always has to go on and find the work herself with dummy half scoot. So it'll be good to see her put into some one-on-one space and, yeah, just using her a little bit smarter in attack, but unlucky there for Vani.
Well, Belinda Sharp ruling that was just poor possession from Ivania Paliti, but some would say that Lavinia Gould had hold of that football for far too long in the ruck while Vania tried to return to her feet. So maybe a tough call on Gold Coast. Slice of luck for Brisbane. Harden through Aitken, out to the try scorer, Chapman. And this back line at Brisbane, a real shake-up with Julia Robinson, Jamie Chapman swapping sides, partly to accommodate the return of Shakaya Tungiai.
Yeah, definitely, but nonetheless, still just as strong on each side.
And Harden started at Brisbane, then went to the Roosters, now back at the Broncos as Brigginshaw kicks and chases hard. It rolls towards the sideline. Work here for Karina Brown. Back in her own in-goal now and only just back into the field of play. But they're under pressure here, the Titans, coming off their own line.
Yeah, well done there by Karina Brown to get outside of the
and now Politi push backwards. They number up Brisbane. They're here to play today. 0-2 doesn't rest easy with Ali Brigginshaw, with the coach Kelvin Wright, or the team, if they're starting this game is any indication.
Yeah, not at all. Ali Brigginshaw, she's such a competitor. She hates losing. You can see it in the way that she plays. She's competing on every play, and really smart one there, just drilling the ball into the corner. With these wet conditions, it's just, yeah, trailing along a bit further. Really hard for Karina Brown to handle. Obviously, she did a really good job to get out, but that second play, defence was there from Broncos and forcing the goal dropout.
The goal dropout is taken by Brisbane. Shanae Sazolka making sure there was no mistake. A low ball around shin height. And now Jasmine Fongavini, back from her wedding last weekend. Congratulations, Jasmine. Missed the second round of NRLW, a more important engagement that ended up becoming the wedding.
Just a little bit of miscommunication on that play. That ball got fired out from dummy half and didn't connect with anyone. Broncos just will be looking to tidy up here.
Amber Hall given no room, and that's a wise decision by the Titans. Here's Hollyman. In her third game of NRLW, they're close again, Brisbane. Lavinia Gould, the trick play. Chelsea Lenarduzzi. Still going Chelsea, trying to get to ground, and she might have done so.
It looks like she has. How did she get that down?
Well, the Broncos love it in the stands and on the field, because Chelsea Lenarduzzi had about 5 Titans numbering up to try and deny her, pushing her backwards, then holding her up. But Chelsea says you need more than 5, and she delivers the try.
Absolutely. She's so strong. As you can see there, yep, you got her right. 5 defenders on her, still twisted out and got that ball down. She's so strong up top, but just pulling back a little bit. Lavinia Gould, she's come into the team this week with Nita Maynard out, and already making a little bit of a difference there. Just a bit of deception at the line, going one way, switching Lenarduzzi back under and catching the Gold Coast defence out.
5-on-1, that's not a fair battle, but it is when the one wins.
I know, she's a tough one to handle. We always have to have a game plan around Lenarduzzi when we come against the Bronx, and that just shows why. She's so strong and, yeah, really, really tough to handle.
I'll come back to that. It was Gould just changing the angle out of dummy half. She could do so because of the run from Chelsea, and then the determination to score her 5th NRLW try. She scored in the last game, the only game so far between Brisbane and Gold Coast, off the back of a strong running performance last week again. And Shakai Tungiai.
She loves a meat pie too, Chelsea Lenarduzzi.
They all do. The front rowers love it. So it looks like it should be Tungai, but Shaq informs us it's Tungiai, and she misses both her first 2 conversion attempts. Sam Squires sideline.
Yeah, Chelsea Lenarduzzi, she's one of the Broncos OGs, isn't she? Having been there for the inaugural 2018 season. She cooked up something spectacular on the field. Off the field, she also cooks up some spectacular things. If you go #Doozy Eats, she's quite the chef. Some mouth-watering treats there for her. What she does outside as well, she also has a business selling vintage sports, wrestling and pop culture. It's called @VintageFix_. Some pretty cool things. She's got some pretty cool vintage sports clothes as well. Things from the Lakers and all the American teams as well. Pretty cool.
Thank you, Sam, a lady of many talents. I know that she's quite the cook. She's quite the rugby league player as well. Here she is returning the kickoff. You mentioned you've got to have a very astute game plan against Chelsea. What is it, Corbin, without revealing too many Rooster secrets? How do you minimise Chelsea Lenarduzzi's involvement?
Yeah, well, it's tough because she's such a strong carrier of the ball, but then she's also got the offload in her. So right on the line there, you don't know if you need to hang off her or if you need to just wrap that ball up. But it's always about, yeah, making sure the ball's wrapped up, but having an extra defender there in case she gets the offload to cover that as well. But yeah, great attack there. Gold Coast Titans really need to tighten up the defence. She really shouldn't have scored that one. She is strong, but Sophie Holyman, Chelsea Lenarduzzi and Talisha Harden doing a really good job of trucking the ball up the field. That Gold Coast Titans just really need to tighten up their defence.
Jamie Chapman got the ball away there. It was touched by Gold Coast, retrieved by Gould. They had a fresh set, and then they dropped the ball.
Yeah, that one hurts. Nothing worse than getting a fresh set and turning the ball over. But a really good opportunity here for Gold Coast Titans to get themselves into this game. They need to just get some shape going and get their strengths, which I think is their outside backs, into this.
Well, tomorrow we're up the M1 or down the M1 from Redcliffe to Newcastle, where it's the Knights and the Eels completing round 3 of NRLW. The Knights out to stay unbeaten. The Eels after their first win, but given some of the tries Parramatta have been scoring, especially last week, it is certainly within reach. You'll see that tomorrow on Fox League to start your Sunday tickets. The final day of the regular NRL season. And now a penalty to the Titans. Is this the break they needed to see some momentum back? Because the running meters of Holyman and Harden and Lenarduzzi are making it difficult for Gold Coast.
Yeah, it definitely helps their cause. You know, a good early set there. Karina Brown getting a penalty for a side. Hopefully Gold Coast can set it up and put something on here.
They've only had 30% of the ball so far, Gold Coast. Find themselves down 8-0. Hancock on to Hale. And the veteran forwards, steady play.
Yeah, they're just going to be looking to complete this set. They've had a lot of unforced errors last week, and it's sort of carried on into the beginning of this game. So with these conditions, just making sure, keeping it simple, back to basics, and trying to get a full set played out and maybe even a repeat set, if not a try.
So Martor with the previous run. Now they go through the hands out to the left where RP Nichols is wrapped up. First to arrive, Shanae Sazolka, a good defender, the Brisbane centre. Down the short side. And the grubber here from Kimi Braille-Nati. Thrown away by Brisbane. Straight back to Brittany Braille-Nati, who'll go close.
Oh, I think Robbo just lost her bearings there. She got twisted back into in goal and thought she was throwing the ball back to someone else to get out of it, but threw it to the Gold Coast Titans.
And now forced into touch, Karina Brown running off Steph Hancock. Hancock's been scoring tries, trying to deliver there for her winger. But you're right, Julia Robinson had the ball in her keeping and must have been disoriented, just threw it away and threw it forward there into the possession of Brittany Braille-Nati.
Yeah, a really nice touch there from Kimiora Braille-Nati. But yeah, that was a tough one. Goose just couldn't keep herself in there, unfortunately, giving the ball back to the Broncos.
Brianna Clark coming on for Brisbane, the former Gold Coast Titan, the goal kicker for the Titans in that thrilling win, 28-26, in the only meeting between these teams last season.
Yeah, she's really come into her own last season. I loved watching Brie Clark last season in 2021, and love that she's a kicker too. She's done some great work with the Titans last season, and it's great to see her with the Broncos this time.
I'll long remember the little dance jig that she delivered after the winning goal.
Yes, me too, me too. Lots of personality, I love it.
Here's Hayley Maddock, the fullback for Brisbane. No Tamika Upton this season, obviously changing clubs, and we'll see Tamika tomorrow. And Maddox stays down after that run. Now Aiken. Under a little bit of pressure with the kick. It goes through the hands of Gold Coast, but safely. And back there to clean up, it was Madison Bartlett finding Arpie Nichols. She bounces away from Harden, but not Lavinia Gould.
Yeah, it's great to see Appy Nichols just going back to her strength, which is what I think is just hard running. Last week, a little bit shaky with a few uncharacteristic passing errors, but as you can see, 2 runs already in this set, just running straight and hard. She's obviously spoken to Coach Karen Murphy this week about getting back to what she does best.
Shannon Martor with a determined run. Their coach, Karen Murphy, pre-game telling Sam Squires we need to cut the unforced errors and This lady rarely delivers an error. There she is, Steph Hancock, backed up here by Tiana Raafstrand-Smith.
So
she gets the ball away. Ajija Mosby. Well, slowly the Titans are finding their feet, Corbin.
They are. Steph Hancock just inspiring her side. A great run, being switched back under and an offload even, and just, yeah, sparking a little bit of light into the Titans' attack.
Lauren Brown with a kick. It was cleaned up by Hayley Maddock, who had no room on a slippery surface. It was a tricky take and return, but she did well. And now Brigginshaw is bent backwards in the tackle. Georgia Hale and Shannon Martor, two of the better defenders in this Gold Coast lineup.
Absolutely. Georgia Hale, she's got some very impressive defensive stats. I know there was a social media post about, I think last season, about her not missing a tackle in her whole NRLW career. I think she's maybe missed one on average this year, with 36 tackles a game, which is very, very impressive.
You've been studying the stats, Corbin.
I have. Bit of help from you, Maddie.
So she makes, on average, 36 tackles per game and misses one. You'll give her that.
Pretty good odds. Pretty good odds.
Give her that.
Yeah.
Here's Tiana Raafstrand-Smith, heavily into Shakai Tungiai, and that's why Shaq's having an HIA. It was really strong contact onto the point of the jaw. And let's hope that Tungiai is okay.
Definitely. Hope she's okay. First game back since the 2020 season. Just coming, you know, into straight contact with Tiana Raafstrand-Smith, as we spoke about. She's only young, but man, she's got a lot of years in her. She's solid, she's strong, and whether she's on the attack or defensive side, there's always some big hits, big contact. So yeah, just really excited to see what the future holds for Tiana.
And as for Tungiai, she's played for New South Wales, Australia, a two-time Indigenous All-Star. I was so excited to see her back playing NRLW after time away from the game, but sadly she won't finish this first half, and we'll wait to see or hear from Sam Squires whether she can return to the game. So a stoppage here at a damp Moreton Daly Stadium at Redcliffe. It will be one of the homes for the Dolphins in the expanded NRL season next year. So onto the field as a replacement, it's Hannah Larson making her NRLW debut. Congratulations, Hannah.
Yeah, awesome to see another girl on debut. Really, really a shame to see Shaq have to possibly come off and finish the game early. Hopefully she's okay and we see her back out there, but really exciting for Hannah Larson to be out there for her Broncos debut.
The 19-year-old West Brisbane Panther. And Brigginshaw kicks straight down the field. It's taken on the full by a well-positioned RP Nichols. A couple of years as a Warrior, 18 and 19, and returning this year at the Gold Coast Titans.
Yeah, great to see her back in the NRLW. Missed the last season or two. Obviously, as we spoke about, being a Warrior. But yeah, she's been a great addition for the Gold Coast Titans, and yeah, also a Kiwi Fern representative, so we might see her at the World Cup at the end of the year too.
Hancock looking to offload the ball. Brisbane, most offloads in the league so far this season, averaging 12 per game. Straight through a hole here, it's Annette Brander.
Really nice play there by Kimi Orinati, and Annette just holding off, running that cold line. Just couldn't execute with the fifth tackle option. I think it would have been smart to maybe put it through and go for a repeat set, but good field possession here defensively for Gold Coast Titans.
Ippoliti backed herself down the short side, and the defence was up to that challenge. So now Gold Coast try to pin Brisbane down, and there's the first run by Hannah Larson. Julia Robinson.
Up and square. Here, another step.
Forced to ground strongly by Tiana Raafstrand-Smith. Harden now. Aitken, and here's Jamie Chapman. She scored the first try for Brisbane. But this defence is better from the Gold Coast. The longer this half goes, the better the Titans become. And Chapman with a fumble, but she keeps possession. Aitken to Brigginshaw. They went with plenty of depth to find Brigginshaw, and her kick's taken on the full by Arpy Nichols. So Gold Coast starting to win this territorial battle.
Yeah, they are. Much better defence. They're keeping Broncos in their own 40 coming out and forcing a kick. Arpy Nichols, what a great take. She had to run about 15, 20 metres, looked like, to get that one on the full. That's what you want from your fullback, making sure that you don't let it bounce, catch on the full and get your team going forward. So really good signs for Gold Coast Titans.
I like the tackle by Brianna Clark a moment ago on Paliti. She's a threat on that left-hand side now. Ralph Strand-Smith picked up and driven backward. She copped some of her own medicine. Really good. Lavinia Gould involved there. The cutout pass onto the chests of Madison Bartlett. And Maddie also forced onto her back by Chapman. Mosby goes to Brown. The grubber is through the line. It's taken in the in-goal, but back into the field of play. Julia Robinson shows her talent, a fifth-year Brisbane Bronco.
Yeah, been around for a long time, Robbo, and she's really perfected her craft as a winger. She positions herself really well and always a really strong returner of the footy. Yeah, great to see her out there doing her thing and yeah, returning well for the Broncos.
So sad to see that broken cheekbone round one last season, early this year, force her out for the rest of the campaign. But she's back and looking good, as is Talisha Harden, just so involved, the workhorse in this Brisbane pack.
She sure is, Talisha. She's been around the game for a long time also and just brings a lot of experience. I love seeing her in the middle, dictating where the ball needs to go and trusting her halves and listening to them. So a really good link to have right in the middle of your Broncos pack.
Bartlett fields another Brigginshaw kick. And she runs into Hall. Hayley J. Allman-Maunsell heading on for Gold Coast. As both coaches go to their bench late in this first half. 2 tries to 0. The Broncos up by 8. Bartlett again.
Yeah, the Gold Coast getting a little bit monstered in this set so far. I think they need a little bit more push around the ball. Broncos are easily reading what they're up to, so just need to get a little bit more, not adventurous, but just making sure that those runners pushing around the ball just to pull off some defence and make it easier for their ball carriers.
So a penalty to Gold Coast as their position improves here. Can they land a blow before half-time?
Yeah, they definitely needed that one. Hopefully they can finish this half strong and put on some points and put up a fight against these Broncos.
This is the first game on Super Saturday. We finish tonight. Cowboys-Panthers. The Cowboys hoping to go back into second spot provisionally, and Penrith with this new look team, and now it's put down by Gold Coast. The Panthers heading north on Panther Air, a special charter flight for Ivan Cleary's new look lineup. That's tonight on Fox League. Here's Chelsea Lenarduzzi about to come back on. Not a big breather for Chelsea. Kelvin Wright wanting his experienced front rower back out there pronto.
Yeah, definitely. Just a bit of a disappointing sort of play there from Gold Coast. That was an opportunity to really pin the Broncos down in their own end and apply some pressure. Just a little bit of, yeah, not the best shape, and were unable to execute that pass. Looked like a bit of a block play at the back.
Kelvin Wright has been in charge of the Broncos since 2019. Great record, 11 wins, 5 losses heading into this game. Chapman outside to Fongavini. Back through Aitken to Harden, who was caught a little high, and the penalty comes as a result. Jessica Elliston just making contacts with the face.
Stay on, Jamie.
Just the last-minute step from Talisha catching Jess out.
Yeah, really smart play there from Talisha. As a forward, you want your forwards to be able to have that little bit of footwork into contact rather than just running straight at bodies. And yeah, coming up with the goods there, penalty in some good ball for attack.
An important few minutes here for both teams because Brisbane will eye a double-figure lead at half-time by scoring here. 3.5 minutes left in the first period. Now it's Aiken across the ground. Amber Hall dropping underneath. Amber Hall, one of 3 Karen Murphy medalists in this game, the award that goes to the grand final player of the match. Now Aiken. Chapman looking for a first-half double. The hit and spin. She gets the ball to ground. Jamie Chapman, what a half of NRLW. She scored twice.
Yeah, that left side looking really strong. You could see they were setting up for that. Taranaki is so good at popping up on that short side and isolating him. If a middle flips, she tries to get that mismatch. She's got great footwork and knows when to just give early ball. Chapo just outside her, also displaying some awesome footwork too and finishing off the job. Really well done.
A couple of tries in the Indigenous All-Stars game earlier on in the season. Now she's got 2 today.
Yeah, she's so strong. I think she flicked me off a few times in the All-Stars match. She's just, she does have it all. As I said, I think that she's so strong in the centres. It's a little bit less pressure. She knows what her job is, and she can just, run off a really strong half in Taranaki and work off the back of the space created for her.
Three tries last season. Came in today looking for her first try of this campaign. Of course, we've had 2 seasons in the 1 year after COVID disturbed last year. So Ali Brigginshaw, 20 metres out. She's taken the kicking duties with no Shaktangiai, bringing it around but leaving it short. And it stays 3 unconverted tries to 0. Sam Squires.
Yeah, Ali Brigginshaw taking over the kicking duties there. I spoke to her during the week. She's someone that is used to success. She's not used to being in this position. And I could just hear from her voice just how disappointed and frustrated she was. And she said it's been really, really tough. She says the girls are training really well and they're just so close. She kept saying to me, Sam, we're just so close. They're proving it today, going out to a strong lead with 3 tries already.
You speak about being used to success because she's been with Brisbane since game 1. They've been minor premiers in every season so far, converting it into a grand final win in 18, 19, 20. It was only the Roosters, your Roosters, Corbin, who shocked them in last year's semi-finals.
Yeah, I'm not surprised by that at all, Ali. As I said, she's such a competitor. She does not like losing, and I know what it feels like when you're training really well, but things just don't seem to come together on the field. With Roosters, you know, we went through periods of a time where we were going through just those feelings as well. So it's nice to see that they're sort of pulling it together today and scoring some tries, getting some points on the board, and they're looking good to go into the second half with a lot of confidence.
Chelsea Lenarduzzi providing some more go forward for the Broncos. Here's Brigginshaw. They've controlled the first half nicely, nearly 60% of the ball. They're completing at about 80%. And on the run meters front, they're nearly at 600. Gold Coast yet to crack 400. The kick here, out towards the sideline. Arpy Nichols has the ball, needs to get to ground. Now she's bundled into touch. Great chase, fantastic defence, Brisbane. They're putting an exclamation mark at the end of this first half.
Yeah, great kick chase, great kick as well, great option there by Taranaki. I feel like Taranaki and Ali Brigginshaw have been really smart with their kicking options today, kicking to the corners, making Appy Nichols work hard to get out of there, and you know, some good kick pressure, so kick chase there, sorry, and picking her in, working for another attacking set and good ball.
And all of a sudden there's time here for a 4th try from Brisbane. Instead they get a penalty. So this is interesting. What do they do here? Take one play or kick for goal?
You can see Bree there putting her fingers up when she wants to take the 2. I think that might be a smart play, a smart option as well.
So they started with Shakai Tungiai goal kicking. They've moved to Ali Brigginshaw. We know Brianna Clark can kick goals as well, but it looks like it's staying with the captain. It's staying with Ali to make it 14-0. To go out beyond 2 converted tries. And probably the right decision, given they only would have had 1 play otherwise.
Yeah, I think so. Very smart decision. Ali just wanting to get as many points on the board as she can before half-time and giving her side a lot of confidence for second half kickoff.
This is a big game for both Queensland teams. They had an identical record, 0-2 coming into this affair. It's only a 5-round competition before the final, so they need to win today. Brisbane and Brigginshaw realise that. They've delivered the first half they were after. And that one's waved away, but they will still lead it 12-0. They haven't kicked a goal in the first half, none from 4, but 3 tries give them a very handy lead. Gold Coast, they're close enough if they're good enough, but it's Brisbane over the Titans, 12-0 at the break.
Well, in this must-win Queensland derby, Brisbane are determined to keep their season alive. Jamie Chapman absolutely running right with a first half double. The Titans, they really need to tidy up their completion and missed tackles if a comeback is on the cards at Redcliffe. So far, it is Brisbane. They lead at 12-0. We'll have all of the highlights coming up from Moreton Daily Stadium on Fox. Now, your season is going into overdrive right here on Fox. The World Cup is live and exclusive every minute of 61 matches. All begins in October.
If you want to run stronger tomorrow, you need sports nutrition you can trust today. INC Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested and informed sports certified. INC Sports Nutrition, powering tomorrow today.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and with $578 million worth of prizes, you could win a $10,000 Webjet gift card, free fuel for a year with Ampol, and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today.
Aussies need to keep going their own way. They can't afford not to. They're saving lives on our beaches, inspiring the next generation, and nurturing and protecting the ones we love the most. That's why at Isuzu Ute, we offer a 6-year warranty, up to 7 years roadside assist, and up to 7 years cap price servicing.
Family runs better on Australia's best network. Add on extra mobile or data bundle plans, or a mix of both. Add on the family with our new bundle plans.
If you want to run stronger tomorrow, you need sports nutrition you can trust today. INC Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested and informed sports certified. INC Sports Nutrition, powering tomorrow today.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and with $578 million worth of prizes, you could win a $10,000 Webjet gift card, free fuel for a year with Ampol, and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today.
If you want to run stronger tomorrow, you need sports nutrition you can trust today. INC Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested and informed sports certified. INC Sports Nutrition, powering tomorrow today.
Telstra, you'll get more than you think for less than you expect on a range of 5G phones from $399. All on Australia's best network.
If you want to run stronger tomorrow, you need sports nutrition you can trust today. INC Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested and informed sports certified. INC Sports Nutrition, powering tomorrow today.
Yep, I'm near the banner.
Wait, where?
Next to the umpire.
Just stay where you are.
With our new bundle plans, you can now add on the family for less than you expect.
What can we learn from looking back? Knowing what we know now and making changes. Can we learn from our mistakes? As we look back on a decade of discovery, how do we fit into the universe and prepare for the next frontier? Brian Cox's Adventures in Space and Time. Starts Saturday, September 17 on BBC Earth and Watch on Demand.
Round 3 of the NRLW. These are the halftime highlights on your Super Saturday. Cooper Cronk and Jess Sturgis. The Broncos, Jamie Chatton. Plenty of room to move so far in this first half for Brisbane.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm really happy for Jamie Chapman. She's had a bit of a rough start to the season, like all the Broncos have. She's been chopped and changed in a couple of positions, so to see her gaining that confidence into that centre role and getting a double before half-time, I know how stoked she'd be with that. So Taryn as well, playing exactly how she is, being that running six and being so dominant with her passes, and yeah, I guess the Broncos are finalising those tries.
It's the Broncos of old. They're dominating. The Titans, yeah, they've got 8 errors. Their completion rate's poor, missed a lot of tackles, but on the other side, the Broncos are dominating possession. They've got 4 line breaks, 3 tries. But the best part of their play is they've only had 4 missed tackles. And that's the thing that let them down against the Roosters last week. They had 51. So for me, the Broncos in total control. But the one thing is they've missed 4 shots at goal. So the scoreline is 12-0. The Titans, if they can score first, are still in this game.
Yeah, absolutely no luck with the boots so far. It does look like tricky conditions at Moreton Daily Stadium. That try to front rower Chelsea Lenarduzzi, it was a pearler, and we know how much Chelsea, she's got a proper skill set for a front rower. She's strong, she's always looking for the offload, her carries always have purpose. What is it, the firepower that she brings for these Broncos?
Yeah, she's definitely a key player, and I think every team, we always know to shut Chelsea down. She can do so much with the ball, and I think she competes on every play, and she doesn't really give up on that. So you think you can have a roll racked up, but yeah, she somehow always gets that offload away, and as you can see, she always just has it there and until she goes away with it. So I think they just keep the Titans off guard, and that's why she's such a big key player for them.
Yeah, she's dominating middle third of the field. 8 runs, 66 metres. That try just there. But the Broncos are first in the competition for offloads, and it's Lenarduzzi that's the leader in that department. So good balance between running, offloading, creating space, and Broncos are putting together that first minute, first 35.
The Titans have so much work to do, and you mentioned the 50-odd missed tackles the Broncos had last week, but the Titans have 19 so far. They really need to tidy that up. And of the completion, when they do have the ball, they've only completed half their sets, 8 of 15. Yeah. What do they say at halftime? What does Karen Murphy, who's a legend of the game, say to these Gold Coast women to say, you've got to get yourselves back into the game, put yourselves into position to win this?
Yeah, I guess it's we can see it's such a wet field. It's going to be very wet out there. So I think it would just be play smart and I guess work the middles first. They've got such big middles there to, I guess, try and slow the Broncos down and then maybe gain some effort there and spread it out to Vani. So she hasn't seen a lot of ball, but I guess they haven't completed a lot of sets either. So it's just, I guess, holding on to that ball.
Yeah, sometimes in tough condition when your completion rate's poor, you've got to kick early. Come out the second half and just kick the ball early, get the ball down the other end, force the opposition to drop the ball, and then they might be able to score some points.
Turn the Broncos around. That might be the game plan from here on in. They lead 12-0 at Moreton Daily Stadium. All the action coming up. You're watching Super Saturday.
If you want to run stronger tomorrow, you need sports nutrition you can trust today. INC Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested and informed sports certified. INC Sports Nutrition, powering tomorrow today.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and with $578 million worth of prizes, you could win a $10,000 Webjet gift card, free fuel for a year with Ampol, and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today.
Harvey Norman, your Samsung mobile phone destination. For 5 days only, get the new Samsung Galaxy Z series and receive bonus Harvey Norman gift cards. Get the Galaxy Z Flip 4 and receive a bonus $300 gift card. Or the Galaxy Z Fold 4 and get a bonus $400 gift card. That's right, bonus gift cards up to $400 when you buy either the new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 4 or Z Fold 4. Hurry, offer ends Tuesday. Get in store or online at Harvey Norman now.
Go!
Yep, I'm near the banner.
Wait, where?
Next to the umpire.
Just stay where you are.
With our new bundle plans, you can now add on the family for less than you expect.
If you want to run stronger tomorrow, you need sports nutrition you can trust today. INC Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested and informed sports certified. INC Sports Nutrition, powering tomorrow today.
The Monopoly game at Macca's is back, and with $578 million worth of prizes, you could win a $10,000 Webjet gift card, free fuel for a year with Ampol, and more. Download the My Macca's app and play today.
With Amplify premium fuels and AmpCharge electric vehicle charging rolling out across Australia, Ampol powers our way of life. Ampol, Australia's own.
If you want to run stronger tomorrow, you need sports nutrition you can trust today. INC Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested and informed sports certified. INC Sports Nutrition, powering tomorrow today.
At Harvey Norman, get 60 months interest-free. No deposit, no interest with 60 approximately equal monthly payments from Latitude and receive a bonus gift card up to $1,000. That's a bonus $100 gift card for every $1,000 you spend on interest-free. Shop our huge range of furniture, bedding, the latest in technology, entertainment, home appliances and so much more. Get 60 months interest-free. No deposit, no interest with 60 approximately equal monthly payments from Latitude and receive a bonus gift card valued at up to $1,000. Now at Harvey Norman.
Go! Telstra, you'll get more than you think for less than you expect on a range of 5G phones from $399, all on Australia's best network.
If you want to run stronger tomorrow, you need sports nutrition you can trust today. INC Sports Nutrition is banned substance tested and informed sports certified. INC Sports Nutrition, powering tomorrow today.
The Brisbane Broncos return to Moreton Daly Stadium at Redcliffe with a 12-0 lead in this round 3 NRLW fixture. And the Broncos dominating a number of key stats, making only 4 errors compared to Gold Coast's 9. They've only missed 4 tackles compared to the Titans' 19. And as a result, they have a huge advantage in run metres on the back of 60% possession and better than 80% completions. A lot to like about the Broncos' performance, Corbin Baxter, but the Titans, given that Broncos have missed 4 goals, they're still right in this game.
Yeah, definitely. Titans definitely need to fix up a few areas of their game, in particular those errors that's been causing them a bit of grief for the whole season, and today's no different. And also those missed tackles, 19-4. Definitely need to make sure that they're tightening up the defence, making those tackles stick, and yeah, just putting a bit more pressure defensively on the Broncos.
Brisbane with this commanding record, well, in the NRLW, full stop, to be honest, but as halftime leaders, they've won 14 of 16. And Gold Coast need to come back here. Both sides desperate for a win in this 5-round competition before the top 4 go off to finals. And the short kick-off is attempted to be trapped by Paliti. And now the penalty for offside will be the ruling in favour of Brisbane.
Yeah, a really interesting kick there. It wasn't short, it wasn't long, it was sort of just in an awkward area, found some space and put Ivania Palite into some real pressure. So not a bad option. It came off trumps for them.
What a start to the second half this could be for Brisbane as Talisha Harden sets them up. Jada Ferguson out there in jumper 14. Here's the debutante, Hannah Larson. Some nice carries by Hannah after she came on in the first half.
Yeah, really strong start from Hannah, getting in there, getting her hands dirty and putting in some work. It's really great to see. Speaking
of strong stuff, Chelsea Lenarduzzi, one of those first half try scorers. 3 of them for the Broncos. Now Aiken with Hall back at an angle. Amber Hall will take some stopping, and they do it. It was a good tackle, Jessica Elliston. Now the crash play. It's just held, the offload is pushed. Gold Coast come away with it. Brianna Clark it was. Couldn't help herself and push the pass.
Yeah, some great great attacking play there from Broncos. Amber Hall just coming back on on that hotline. Against the grain, some lazy defence in the middle for the Titans. They just need to tighten up and keep pushing from the inside to make sure that Amber Hall doesn't bust through. She's a big, strong girl, and her coming back at you, you're going to make sure that you've got some numbers there to counteract that.
Oh, I like that description, the hotline.
Yes,
the hotline.
The hotline, coming in hot.
Let's go to Sam Squire's sideline.
I have an update on Shakaya Tungiai. Unfortunately, her day is over. She has failed her HIA. So sad we haven't seen her play for the last 2 seasons in the NRLW, and she made a really strong start, but unfortunately we won't see her for today. Just an update on what was said at halftime. Karen Murphy told the Titans just to get back to your game plan, lay the right lines and play from there. She wants her team to keep it simple. She was saying we can overcomplicate it and think about it too much. As for Kelvin Wright, stick to the structures. Everything's working at the moment. Complete your sets, defend our sets, be patient. We have to tire them out, especially in this first 15 minutes of the game.
Yeah, keep going from Kelvin Wright. As we see Georgia Hale prove stubborn on that run for Gold Coast. Here's Elliston. Now the grubber from Brown. In behind the defensive line. It's picked up by Maddox. She's trapped just outside her in goal. And some hard yards here, but Jamie Chapman takes some good ones.
Yeah, a really good set there from the Titans. They worked their way down the field, got the ball down to the opposing try line. Just need to make sure that the defence tightens up and tries to keep them down here for as long as they can. Don't give them any easy meters, making sure they make all their tackles.
Statistically, the Titans have been dominated more than the 12-0 scoreline suggests. I'm not convinced they're out of this game yet. They improved as the first half went on. You get the feeling they just need a try, a score to get them going, and there's a problem here for Julia Robinson, hobbling back out towards her wing. The kick taken on the full by Nichols, and straight away on her return, she's into Brisbane territory.
Yeah, really great return once again from Appy, and getting her team a penalty here, it sounds like, too. Yeah, you never say never. Gold Coast Titans, they'll be well in for this game. You know, we came back 16-0 against the Broncos last season. It can be done, and if they just keep their heads up and stick to the process and stick to their game plan, they look really good in patches, so they just need to get a little bit of consistency.
It was hard to believe that coming into this game, Brisbane ranked last in the competition for points scored and points conceded. They've kept a clean sheet so far, and here come the Titans to test them though. Ralph Strachan-Smith playing it 24 metres out. It goes through Brown. Steph Hancock, nice and direct. Still going Hancock.
Yeah, big inspiring run once again from Hancock. She's been a try-scoring sensation. I can smell another one coming. I think she might get one early here and lift her side.
Hasn't she? What? Here's Jataya Fafua. The cutout ball was there for Karina Brown. She couldn't pick it up, and it beats her into touch. So again, ball control lets the Titans down.
Yeah, just execution not on point there. Maybe a little bit of miscommunication, but you know, there's people there. It's just maybe a little bit of execution on that one.
The pass from Kimiora, Brayley Narty to no one really. And it would have been some sort of pickup from Karina Brown for her to do so. So another opportunity lost. Robinson appears to have shaken that injury concern. Here's Lenarduzzi losing the ball.
Yeah, definitely what Gold Coast need. A little bit of luck. Bit of a knock on there by Lenarduzzi. They just need to hold on to the ball and play this set out. Not push any passes, especially with these wet conditions. Make sure they're getting into position early and trying to execute one of their plays that they've been working hard on at training and just finishing this set out.
Hancock again. You touched on her try scoring, 5 in the last 3 games. In the semi-final last year, through until the first 2 games this season. Not a bad strike rate for a front rower as we see Kimiora, Brayley Narty goes through their hands. Karina Brown gets it this time and takes the safe option, a wise option.
Yeah, definitely smart one there, especially in these conditions. If she gets taken down right there, a couple metres in, there's still the chance of being slid out over the sideline. So smart one there just to keep her side's attacking set in play.
Now the shift to the right. Here's Hajija Mosby out for Bartlett. Bartlett will go in. They get their first try. Is this the comeback on? They execute perfectly to the right. Mosby and Madison Bartlett, the last two to touch the ball.
Yeah, love to see that. Maddie Bartlett getting in on the right-hand side. She loves scoring tries for fun as well. She's right up there on the top try scorers list. And I think Hajija Mosby did a really good job here of drawing in her winger. Just that last minute hold up to keep Chapman interested. So Chapman's moved onto the wing here, as we can see, which is a little bit of a change up. But great spread from the Broncos. Maybe they just needed to get that ball to the other side. They've been trying to go down that left side quite a bit, change it up, spread it to the right side, and have had some joy. So really great to see.
And Maddie Bartlett, one of 5 NRLW try scorers, heading into this round with 8 tries. That's top of the pops in NRLW history. And she finishes like a good winger here, catching safely and improving the kick.
I just love seeing some early ball from the halves as well. We've got Lauren Brown playing 7 this season. We've usually seen her either on the wing or in hooker for the last few years with the Broncos. She's come to Gold Coast Titans. I know she loves playing in the halves, but you know, when you got that block play at the back from your ball playing lock in Georgia Hale, it can be really easy for the half to overplay that play, but just to see her catch and pass to her centre to give her some early ball to do what she needs to do to put her winger over, it was, yeah, really smart play by Lauren Brown.
Here it is again. Lauren Brown hadn't missed a kick for goal this season, but the curse of the kickers today continues, Sam Squires.
Yeah, Madison Bartlett, what an absolute star she is. She's a tough nut too. You know, she once dislocated her shoulder 16 times in 2018 before undergoing a double reconstruction. The following year, she made her NRLW debut and then her Kiwi Ferns debut as well. That was in 2019. Now she has the most tries scored in NRLW.
Absolutely, that just left her one short a moment ago. She's 9, top of the list. And now the kickoff not going the distance.
No.
So a penalty from the kickoff.
Yeah. She didn't let it go 10 there. So
and this rule, you would think that it might have sunk in by now, but clearly not. So it's a penalty to Gold Coast until it was touched by the Titans. Yeah. Because you haven't given it an opportunity to break the plane of the 10 metres that it must go for the penalty to go against the team kicking it.
Yeah, not ideal after scoring points to give the ball straight back. I think all teams might need a little bit of education around that. Got to make sure the play is dead before you touch the footy. But now Broncos find themselves in some great attacking position.
So Hayley Maddock to play the ball. Brisbane, can they cash in on the blunder? Well, Aitken gets the ball away. And now it was loose for a moment before being cleaned up by Jasmine Fongavini. Playing on that left wing despite being named in jumper 11. Here's Amber Hall. Final play, Brisbane in great position. Brigginshaw goes long for Zazolka. Shanae Zazolka! Wow. Staying alive, getting free of the defenders and scoring a brilliant individual try. Shanae Zazolka. We praised her defensively. Well, don't discount her attack either. What an effort to extend Brisbane's lead.
Yeah, we've seen her tear up defensive sides over her playing time with the Broncos. I think this was, you know, just a nice early shift out the back from Ali Brigginshaw, and she just had some space. She had a whole half of the field to work with. Had that little left foot step to jink outside of Vania Polite. And she's got speed to burn. She's got a great passer, so carries the ball in 2 hands, puts the defence in 2 minds. Karina Brown wasn't sure if she was going to pass to Julia Robinson, who was in front of her. So really good eyes up footy, really good individual effort there from Shanae Zazolka.
Sam will have more on Shanae in a moment, but I know she is a talented multi-sport athlete. And the 24-year-old making a great go at rugby league. This is her 12th NRLW game Now she has a 5th try, her first of the season. She scored 4 tries across all 6 games for the Broncos last year. And fans, young and old, love the Broncos NRLW.
Too cute. Just back on Shanae. She's done a really hard thing to do there. She's gone on the outside of Ivania Politak. I didn't realise as I was saying it that is what she had done. Ivania is such a strong defensive centre, and to be able to get around her, not many can do that. So that's a huge effort there by Shanae.
The Broncos finally get to their kicker. Brianna Clark nails the first of the afternoon. Sam Squires, Shanae Sazolka. What an effort.
Yeah, what an effort, what a star, Shanae Sazolka. You know, I'm a mum of 2, and there are no better role models I want my little girls to look up to than Sazolka and the women you are seeing out here today in Redcliffe. The crowd here is so strong, and they're very vocal as well. They love the kind of footy that they're seeing out on the field. And if you too want to come and see any of these matches, I can recommend we have some big, huge rounds coming up in the NRL Women's Telstra Premiership season. It all culminates in a triple header at the Central Coast Stadium in Gosford. That's on Sunday, the 18th of September, a triple header. I mean, what more could you want? You can secure your seat today at nrl.com/tickets.
That'll be a great afternoon out, the triple header. We don't know where next weekend's NRLW games will be just yet. They'll be anchored to the NRL finals, which will be decided over the weekend and released on Sunday night. Here's the goal kicker, Brianna Clark. She's much more than just a kicker. She's a good runner of the footy. This interchange forward, former Warrior, now in her 2nd season at the Titans. Where was the little jig after that successful kick? I call for a dance every time.
Me too. More of that, please.
So Taryn Aitken gets the kick away, out towards a winger who needed the bounce, but unfortunately for Jamie Chapman, the gods didn't oblige. But still, Brisbane in control at 18-4. Just under 23 minutes remaining.
Yeah, Brisbane's still looking very much in control. 22 minutes to go for Gold Coast. If they want to keep building on that, they just need to, as I said, stick to the process, keep grinding away. Don't be too impatient, but just looking to execute plays and get better with their completion rate as well.
So Taryn Aitken, Ali Brigginshaw, the halves for Brisbane. Aitken in a 4th season, Brigginshaw in a 5th. They played 17 games together now. Great combination there. But they need to rebuild this campaign after dropping their first 2 games. Hale to play the ball here for Gold Coast. Chasing a big finish. And here's Faifua. In 19 and 19 years of age, Tataya. Brayley Nardi hitting Paliti, but that's a strong tackle. Sazolka around the legs, one-on-one. She's winning this battle with the opposition centre. Picked up by Amber Hall. Good play.
Good pick up by Hall. I think she's a winger.
All she needed to do was streak away. Look at that tackle by Shanae Sazolka on Paliti, who's shown us her strength and evasion. Just backs up that defensive clout that Shanae brings to this Brisbane backline. The other centre, Chapman, playing the ball, and now Harden coming forward. Are they starting to get back to their Brisbane best, the Broncos, Corbin?
Yeah, they're definitely finding their groove. They've looked good so far now that they've, you know, got a bit of confidence up, scored a few points. Their middles are really dominating. They're looking really strong. Obviously, wet conditions, that's playing into their hand, and I think they're definitely winning that battle in the middle.
After this game, we go to New Zealand for Warriors, Gold Coast Titans, then the Dragons at home in Sydney against the Brisbane Broncos. Surely Brisbane's 1st, 2nd and 3rd aim is just to win and put some pressure on Canberra tomorrow to do likewise against West Tigers at Leichhardt, trying to farewell some players. The Tigers want a big finish. What will the Raiders be playing for tomorrow? That will be answered when the Dragons host the Broncos, your 2nd game of NRL this Super Saturday in the final round of the regular season. Here's Hayley Maddock going to Brigginshaw. The Broncos inside the 20 again. Good tackle, Paliti, to bring down Hannah Larson. Now Maddock runs into a strong tackle. Jada Ferguson directing traffic at dummy half. She goes through Aitken to Hall. Amber Hall pushes away from Bartlett, goes out to Chapman, and she's in again, Jamie.
A triple for Jamie Chapman. How good. That all came from Lenarduzzi's offload. We spoke about it. She's so good at it. She had 3 wrapped up top, but she still somehow rips away and gets the ball out, and then she's got Taryn Aiken off the back of it, and Jada Ferguson eating up the meters and moving the ball around. Gold Coast defence was in shambles, and then just took one into the middle, shifted it left, and found some space out wide for Jamie Chapman. Amber Hall did a really great job there of holding the footy, getting some defensive players interested, palming them off left, right and centre, and then the little offload to put her winger over. Really great attack there by Brisbane Broncos.
Jamie Chapman came here today having scored 3 NRLW tries. Well, the tally has doubled. Here's the 3rd of the day, and she's the 3rd Bronco to score an NRLW hat-trick. Could you name the others, Corbin?
Oh.
Do you want some thinking time?
Yes, please. Give me a couple minutes.
I'll bail you out. Tamika Upton.
Yes.
And Kimiora Brayley Nati.
Kimiora.
So there are the other 2 to deliver hat-tricks. Now there's a 3rd, fittingly. A 3rd with 3. And it's the player in number 3, Jamie Chapman. 22-4. So the Broncos restoring order. Minor premiers in every season so far. And everyone's itching to play rugby league. Let him go, Mum. So Brianna Clark, I'm making some assumptions there. I assumed it was a him and I assumed it was Mum. Probably wrong on some front. Now, Brianna Clark can't convert her 2nd attempt, but sideline Sam Squires. Chapman scores, but Brisbane have plenty of providers today.
Yeah, they certainly did. Just mentioning Brianna Clark there, you talk about her little jig. She's gone from villain to teammate. Of course, she was the one who kicked that winning goal that saw the Titans upset the Broncos in the last time we had this derby. Some fun facts about her. She actually played soccer in the US for Iowa in 2015. That's where she gets those incredible kicking skills. She also loves Fleetwood Mac. I mean, who doesn't? But you see that tattoo she has on her leg? It's actually a Fleetwood Mac tattoo, and that's a tattoo of Mick Fleetwood and Stevie Nicks.
Every leg should have one, Sam. There's the try scorer, Jamie Chapman, but Brianna Clark, as all the players in NRLW have. Interesting backstory. Thank you, Sam. And Brisbane return from the kickoff. Sarah Sortier. Backed up by Hannah Larson. You can hear the encouragement throughout the Broncos on the field there. Brigginshaw to Aiken. And now it's Sophie Hollyman. Here's Hayley Maddock. It's not a lot of Hayley, 56 kilograms, but she plays tough.
She does, she does. She throws her body around. It's great to see. I think she's transferred over from touch football. We've seen a lot of our female players come over with a touch football background, and she's got lots of skill. She's not afraid to get in there and make big tackles and have some strong carries too. So great to see Hayley out there.
The kick goes out near the sideline. It's taken by Chapman, but she's been called offside. The hat-trick hero today, penalty Gold Coast. Still plenty of time for the Titans. Best part of 17 minutes left. And next up for the Titans, they're drawn to play Parramatta. And the Eels in action tomorrow, trying to open their account. Here it is again. You can see Chapman in front of the kicker. As for Brisbane, they'll want to go on with the job here and really set up next weekend against St George Illawarra.
Yeah, definitely. Broncos have another big game next week against St George. They'll be taking a lot of confidence out of this, but Gold Coast very, very well still in this. They've got plenty of time to turn it around.
The Dragons next week against Brisbane will be looking to bounce back after being shocked by your Roosters last night at the new Allianz Stadium, Corbin. I hope you had about 8 cheeseburger spring rolls.
Oh, they are good. We had them at the opening night, actually. Mrs. G's cheeseburger spring rolls, they were delightful.
Now the Titans. Annette Brander. Good to see her back in NRLW. Shannon Martor.
Really want to see Georgia Hale here get involved. It's been evident that they've...
Brown Grubbers looking for Bartlett. Ball sits up. Bartlett can't take it. And it's cleaned up instead by Chapman, who's away down the sideline and eventually fell about 28 metres out.
Oh, and haven't we seen that from Chapo numerous times? Just falling off tackles, up the sideline, making plenty of metres. Last week against my Chooks, she nearly broke out and scored a length of the field try. We got just a little ankle tap in there, but in space, good luck stopping Jamie Chapman.
Hollyman with that last run. And now Sortia has the ball, reefed free by Politi, who immediately counters and attracts 3 defenders.
Yeah, just what the Titans need here. A little bit of something. It was a 1-to-1 strip from Ivani Polite. They're in the 20 metres, attacking half. Really need to score some points here. I was saying earlier, I want to see Georgia Hale get involved. It looks really nice when she links up in that lock position and links up with the halves. It creates a little bit of extra space, pulling in the middles, tightening them up so that the edges have a bit more space to work with.
Well, here's Martor through the middle. 5-4 to Brayley Narty. Into a big hole here. Haley J. Ormond Maunsell. And some just desperate scramble defence. Eventually stops her a couple of metres out. Picked up, poor pass out of dummy half by Martor. And they burn a play there and will change it over. So they applied some pressure, but Brisbane handle it.
Yeah, definitely applying some pressure here. Got Broncos down in their own end. Georgia Hale, she's got a lot of skill sets to her game. We saw that last week where she did that no-look pass to her lead runner running that hotline and put, I forget who it was, she put someone straight through untouched for a try. Almost did the same there.
Yvonne Sampson, Greg Alexander, Cooper Cronk. Well, Jess Surgis will be there to wrap this game up, but they've got a big Super Saturday ahead from Mount Smart Stadium back to Netstrata Jubilee Stadium and then Queensland Country Bank Stadium. 3 NRL games after this NRLW fixture. Hall gets a beautiful ball away. Aitken over the top. It goes to Chapman. She gets the ball back to Maddock and they walk a few more metres.
Yeah, the ball movement from the Broncos is looking really nice. Just giving up a penalty here, Titans. Not what they need, but the movement from Amber Hall just on that edge. She's damaging with her runs, but then she's also got that passing in her as well, putting Taryn through some space. And then when you're looking up and you've got Hayley Maddock, Jamie Chapman running at you. Great cover defence in the end from Gold Coast, but they just need to wrap that ball up and try to shut down the play before those offloads come.
In a short competition, we know how important differential can be for and against, so every point Brisbane can score today and in the last couple of rounds could well be crucial when it comes to deciding that top 4 and finals slots. So they might be in control of the game at 22-4, but they won't be done by any means.
Definitely, and we were in that position last year. We were coming 5th. Needed the Broncos to put a lot of points on Parramatta to get us into the semis. So it's not a position you want to be in. I can tell you that. You don't want to be banking on others to be
down the short side here, Corbin, and they've gone in. It's a fantastic try for Jasmine Fongavini, her first in NRLW, just her 2nd game. She played round 1. She got married last weekend. And now she's an NRLW try scorer. What a big month.
What a big month. Well done to Fongavini. Just doing her job on the wing, being ready, being patient. But I think we're going to have a look at something here.
Hang on. We're going to have this one reviewed. Belinda Sharp, let's have a look if there's a problem before Jasmine Fongavini scores her first NRLW try.
Jada Ferguson. propels the ball towards her opponent's dead goal line, constituting a knock-on. We have a decision.
So Alan Shortall in the bunker has spotted a blunder by Jada Ferguson. A little knock-on the ruck. No try.
Yeah, bit of a get-out-of-jail free card there for Gold Coast. That was unlucky for Jada. Looked like it was a sure try for Jasmine Fongavini on the wing, but...
Ooh, just a little knock with that left hand.
Shorty, it's scrum, definitely not handover. Hang on, just wait, just wait.
Okay. Are you a Game of Thrones fan, Corbin?
Okay.
Do you tune in?
I've watched a little bit. The husband's a big fan. I've struggled to get into it, but I know he's very keen to get into the House of Dragon, which I think is the sequel or something like that.
Prequel, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon, Episode 3. It's landing Monday, 11 a.m. on Fox Showcase. You can watch it in 4K Ultra HD only on Foxtel. So, Gold Coast with Steph Hancock about to return. That was Jess Elliston with the most recent run. But it's tough going for the Titans.
Yeah, early kick here from Loz Brown, just needing to get the ball down the other end. Hopefully back it up with some good defence, but that's a very hard task when you've got a big rangy Jamie Chapman coming back with the footy.
She's had a game, hasn't she, Jamie Chapman? 3 tries, more than 100 run metres, and wait for this, 10 tackle busts.
Wow. Very, very impressive.
An offload as well in there, so a bit to her game today. Jamie Chapman, the third-year NRLW player, the 20-year-old.
It's crazy to think she's only 20 years old, so young. She's been playing a few NRLW seasons, though, but it's really exciting to see what the next few seasons will hold as she just keeps building on her game and gaining confidence with every game that she gets to play.
Here's Lenadusi stripped of the ball. Was there only one in the tackle? No, there was more than that. Jataya Faifua called for an illegal play. Not a lot in it. The other defenders did drop off, but not in time.
Got a captain's challenge.
And we will have a challenge as a result of that.
Yeah, it did look like it was a set play for the defenders to release from the tackle so she could get that strip, but maybe just not in time for Marta.
The 2 players in the tackle, Jataya Faifua has intention to strip. The challenge is unsuccessful.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Shannon Martor didn't get the memo in time. She was still holding on fully at the time the strip came. Brittany Brayley-Narty had slid off accidentally. So Brisbane chase more points here. Last night it was the Roosters 34-6 against St George Illawarra. As we stand, Brisbane 22-4 against the Titans. Chapman with 3 already. She goes outside to Fongavini. And strong from Jasmine Fongavini.
Great run by Fongavini. Chapman giving her some space, twisting out of the tackle, little offload, looking very damaging. She might get a 4th.
Plenty of post-contact meters in that run, and I'm backing her in. Best part of 10 minutes to play. Chapman in the mood for 4. Here's Brigginshaw. Lenadusi. Ferguson at dummy half. Make sure of the pickup this time. It's Aiken, and Talisha Harden surges onto the ball. It's a fantastic stop in the end. Arpy Nichols involved defensively, and then out of dummy half, the Broncos get another try.
Yeah, great footy here by the Broncos. I think we're going to check for a double movement, but they set that up so nicely. They got to the middle.
I've scored 5 tries already this afternoon. Is this number 6 right here? Ball short. Arm on the ground, and then the second movement. That was what the call from Belinda Sharp was. Well, will Alan Shortall rule this momentum to the goal line, or was there a second effort after the ball hits the ground here?
Ball
I'd
carrying
say
arm lands on
latter.
the ground with a tackler in touch. Jada Ferguson then propels the ball onto the goal line. We have a decision.
Looks like it. Unlucky there for Jada again. Two really tough ones, so close. Little bobble and now that little double movement.
Penalty, double movement.
But really good signs. They're setting up really nicely. Getting the ball with a strong carry up the middle, and then just on that left edge, they're having some real joy with Talisha hitting a nice line through some space, and then Jada Ferguson just taking her opportunities. Just came up short there, unlucky for Broncos.
Tomorrow from midday, the final game of this NRLW round. Newcastle against Parramatta. The Knights unbeaten. The Eels playing some good footy, but still winless. Tune into that to start your Sunday tickets before the Knights and the Sharks at NRL level. And then the Tigers hosting the Raiders. The action keeps coming on Fox League, and we've got 8 minutes left here in Redcliffe.
So good to see Nat Brander out there. She's played some big minutes. She's not been out there for a long time, so to see her back in the NRLW, having some big carries, getting involved, it's really, really nice to see. Shannon Martor always being damaging as well. Good set here, coming up to the 30 on the last. Hopefully they can pull something off.
Almost an intercept. It was there. Hajiji Mosba waiting for the pass. Brisbane couldn't quite get to it.
It looked like it was a little knock-on from Brisbane, but have they ruled a forward pass? Yes.
They have. So it's Talisha Harden holding the football and preparing for the play the ball. It goes to Chapman, who Corbin Baxter already has marked down for 4 tries. Let's see if she can actually achieve that 4th.
She's definitely capable of it.
Straight and hard by Sophie Hollyman.
Hasn't Sophie been a treat to watch today? Just knows her job, tucking the ball under, doing the dirty work for a forward pack, and just putting her halves on the front foot.
By Aiken, that rolled forward eventually. Plays allowed to continue. Hollyman, Lenarduzzi and Harden, the 3 starting middle forwards, all 100 metres plus for the Broncos, led by Lenarduzzi's 136. Hollyman backing up her strong start to NRLW over the first couple of rounds. Here's Brigginshaw, her pass knocked down by Georgia Hale.
Another 6 here for Bronx.
This will be 0 with Hayley, HIA.
So someone's going to be called out here for a head injury assessment. The bunker has spotted something. But yes, a fresh set for Brisbane with some time to have a breather here.
Yeah, I think it's
You're still playing, so I need you quicker.
It's quite lucky for the Titans. They're sort of a little bit run off their feet, giving away another 6-tackle set right on the defensive line. They're really going to have to work hard to hopefully keep the Broncos out, keep the points margin as low as possible.
It's Hayley J. Norman Maunsell, collected by a bit of friendly fire.
Hopefully she's okay.
So she'll be off for the rest of the game with 6:22 remaining.
Georgia, go 0.
And here come the Broncos. Still after try number 6. Lenarduzzi back to Ferguson. On she goes at Aiken long. Chapman straightens. And Jamie's tackled by Hajija Mosby.
We've seen it time and time again. Lenarduzzi just trucking it up and getting that offload. With so much space on the left edge, Titans just need to get that right, need to get that ball from Lenarduzzi and try their best to...
Here's Chelsea Lenarduzzi down in back play. So important for Brisbane, so strong for Brisbane over 5 seasons. What is this injury?
Hopefully nothing too serious for Lenarduzzi.
On-field HIA for Georgia Hale as well. But the real concern is the starting front rower. Thumbs up from Georgia.
Hopefully Chelsea's okay. She's been so damaging with those offloads. Just that second phase play. Hopefully she gets up. She's okay and can carry on for the last 6 minutes of the game.
Well, thankfully it didn't appear to be a knee twisting. That was my initial fear when I saw her prone like that. But she's good, getting better with each passing moment. Chelsea Lenarduzzi, Brianna Clark about to return, and while we have this interchange, I'll go to Sam Squires because, Sam, I mentioned how strong Hollyman, Lenarduzzi and Harden have been. Talisha Harden has long been a force in this competition, hasn't she?
Oh, she has. She's one of my all-time favourite NRLW players. She's played for the Broncos, Roosters in the NRLW, Queensland as well, and for the Gillaroos. But it's what she does off the field that is really remarkable and inspiring. She's actually a speech pathologist and she works in her community in Woodridge in Logan as well. She still was born and raised and still lives there in Woodridge. She's really proud to come from that region. She's a speech pathologist and she helps kids in that region because she herself had a speech impediment growing up.
Thank you, Sam. Here's Brisbane with Hayley Maddock holding onto the ball despite the best efforts of Gold Coast through Laker Clark. Desperate defence by the Titans. Aitken it was, shut down. Long from Gould. And it's picked up by Larson. Now the kick, turning Karina Brown around. And she skids onto the ball to clean it up. But look at the position they're in. Politi has been given no room today. Broncos have done a fantastic job on the weapon in this Gold Coast back line.
Yeah, they have, and just their last play attacking option. Sorry, I mean that wasn't a set up for a kick, but just the smarts of Shanae Sissoko. She knew it was last. That there was not much doing. Just puts a little grubber into the corner and makes it a little bit harder for Ivani to come out and not be able to come from a strong carry, but have to come out from being pinged in the corner. They've done a really good job shutting her down.
Good to see a really enthusiastic crowd in here at Moreton Daily Stadium today to watch the best rugby league females in the country, and running through there to ground the ball. It's Chapman.
In goal.
A little bit of an interesting one there. She could have let that go and they would have got the 20-metre restart. Not sure.
She must have thought that there was a Gold Coast Titan right on her heels. This was going to easily go touch in goal. Jamie takes no chances. For a moment, she might have thought she was chasing into the attacking end.
Maybe she thought she was going to score a fourth.
She scored, put the ball down 3 times already as a try scorer. Maybe she's just programmed to put it down in the in goal. But it is a really, really weird one. A moment that maybe Jamie might like to ignore. Largely irrelevant with 3.5 to play, although if Gold Coast score, who knows what happens on the differential front after 5 rounds, but they won't score anytime soon anyway. Arpy Nichols with another error, and they really have been their own worst enemies today. That's error number 13 for the game.
Yeah, just too many errors against such a good team like the Broncos. Can't afford it. Really unlucky there. She looked like she was giving the eyes for a bit of a strip, but they've used their captain's challenge and couldn't use another one there.
I'll correct myself, it's 14 errors and combined with 9 penalties conceded. 23 leg ups to the opposition over 70 minutes. You're not going to win many rugby league games.
No, definitely not.
The final game tonight, North Queensland against Penrith, the minor premiers. How will they close out the regular season, resting so many players? But it's great to see the debutantes and so many hard-working New South Wales Cup players given an opportunity at NRL level against the Cowboys, who, if they win, will go back into second and throw the pressure on the Sharks tomorrow to beat Newcastle on Old Boys Day. Still plenty to play out in terms of shaping the NRL top 8. So keep it on Fox League today and tomorrow as we close out the 2022 regular season. Broncos headed towards their first win of this NRLW campaign. Beaten by double figures against Newcastle and the Roosters. Ahead by 18 here as Brigginshaw kicks. The chase is on. Sazolka gets through and he's there to shut down RP Nichols. There's the live ladder and you can see what it means. Brisbane parachuting off the bottom and up into 4th position. Now the aim is to keep winning and improve that differential. Here's Karina Brown.
Yeah, definitely can't sleep on the Broncos. They, have had a lot of success over the first 3 years being, back-to-back-to-back premiers. It takes some time to build some seasons. You don't always get the perfect start, so you just always got to make sure you're on top of your game against them. There's never an easy game, and they're only going to get better each game.
Brown slow back to her feet, saying, hang on, you can't hit people in the jaw, can you? Belinda Sharp, the referee, says nothing in response, and now Hale kicks, and it will go out to the sideline. No urgency from the Broncos. In the final minute, this game in the keeping. And Kelvin Wright, congratulated as the Brisbane coach. He'll have his first win of the 2022 season. Well, may he smile.
Yeah, I think you'll be pretty impressed with his Brisbane Broncos performance today. First win, there's been lots of good stuff to take out from it. Their attacks looked pretty sharp. Defensively, definitely got on top of the Titans, and overall a really great performance as they shut out the last 10 seconds of the game.
Star of the game, Jamie Chapman, Brisbane's centre with 3 tries. Their middle forwards outstanding, providing a real platform in this Brisbane performance. And as a result, as full-time will sound here in Redcliffe, it's been the Brisbane Broncos, so long heavyweights of this competition, returning to the winners list, flexing their muscle again, landing 5 tries to 1 and winning it 22 points to 4.
Well, Brisbane with the much-needed breakthrough in their NRLW season. They now move off the bottom of the ladder. They improve 2 places into 4th and keep their season alive. Cooper Cronk, if we have a look at some of the highlights from Moreton Daly Stadium, the Broncos, are they officially back? Jamie Chapman with 3 of the best we've seen all year.
Absolutely, they're back, Vonnie. It was a very good performance from the Brisbane Broncos. They dominated from word go. In tough conditions, it was basically their first half that set up the victory, 5 tries to 1. At halftime, it was 12-0, and they were in so much control that the Titans were missing tackles, making errors. They just weren't competing for long periods, and it was only a matter of time they come out in the second half and really dominated. Game ended up 22-4. This girl on your screen had a day out. 3 tries to Jamie Chapman. She had 12 tackle busts. She was on fire. No one could tackle her down that left flank. Chelsea Leonarduzzi was really good through the middle third for the Brisbane Broncos. She had a try, but she was a workhorse as well. 17 runs for 150 metres. But in terms of the whole game, the Broncos dominated with 60% possession, 7 line breaks. They only had 10 missed tackles. Considering that's the thing that's let them down to start the year, the Broncos got their defensive game down, shut down Politi. She didn't get much ball, and that's what won them the game. They were outstanding today, and the Titans, on the other hand, well, they got some work to do. They had some poor missed tackles that led to tries. The errors were 14. They only had 40% possession. If you have that much ball against a good team who's defending well, Chapman scoring 3 tries, it's only inevitable that you're going to be dominated, and you lost the game 22-4.
Is this the turning point the Broncos were looking for?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the NRLW competition needs those teams down the bottom start winning, put pressure on the Roosters and the teams at the top.
Well, wonderful news for the Brisbane Broncos. Their season is back on track and they face the Dragons in round 4. Welcome to your Super Saturday. It's time to welcome our very favourite here at Fox.